Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to this project. This video is going to be part 2 for me working on this dress, which I'm attempting to make into a wedding dress, or I hope that it will at least be a nice dress if it's not a wedding dress. But yeah, basically I just returned back from my 2-week long hiking trip where I did 320 kilometers. And during that time, I totally managed to disconnect, forget about this project, forget about all the responsibilities, but now I'm back and I'm in a full swing back on working on this, planning the wedding, all the other things, managing life in general. But yeah, I'm super excited to be continuing with this project. And yeah, I'm excited to share how it goes with working on this dress. So last time, when I was talking with you guys, I told you that the back side felt like it's a little bit too low, and I was just about to remove a bunch of rows and start everything over. But actually what I managed, and I will also show you a little bit later how it actually looks on me, instead of removing rows and then redoing them, I actually just added these like empty mesh rows in the back just by connecting the yarn and then adding them in. And I kind of tried to make them, I'm not sure if it's visible or not, but I tried to make this like a glass, like a sand glass shape. So here, like I started with less chains here in this part, and then I slowly added on both sides until I reached the length that I added initially here at the bottom. So that worked out well because I didn't have to remove anything basically, and or I started to remove some, but then I realized that maybe I'm a little bit smarter and I can try to find a smarter way. So this is how far I am right now. I also proceeded further with adding some extra rows following the drawing that I made. And at the moment I'm at 45 rows, and this is how it looks. As I said, I will try it on and then I will give you some more context of what is happening. But basically now, for now, I will just continue with the design and the drawing that I did. I also expanded a little bit further. Let me show you. So using the same stitch fiddle, I was just continuing to draw more flowers. And here, I'm not sure if you can see here, this part, this is basically the mesh part of the back. And as you can see here, I just added like actually the increases were on both sides, but it's easier to understand it from here. And now I have just barely started with this new flower, which will be in the back. And let me just turn on the tracker. So here you can see the marked line is where I am at the moment. And basically when I'm working on these new rows, as I explained it before, I'm just going in a circle, and then when I reach the end point or starting point, I turn back. And also for that, since I'm still at the booty part, which you will see in a little bit, I'm also adding some more increases here, as you can see. So I'm trying to expand it further. So we got we got here until the back side, and we continued like that, and now we're at the booty and increasing for a little bit more, and then I will just continue straight until I have reached the full width that I'm going for. But otherwise I did some drawing more. Basically I also tried to copy the same flowers because I thought that perhaps it's not that necessary to reinvent and create something new. So just so you can see, this is what I have so far. So basically I'm kind of like a little bit worried that perhaps it's too many of these flowers, but then on the other hand, I think it's better if it's more covered instead of not having enough. So that is how far I am, and at the moment it is reaching up to row 116. So we have quite many of them, and For now, I don't need to do any drawing, at least where I am right now, but otherwise I have prepared some, and now I feel quite confident that I can continue further with working on the rows and just following the pattern, which is quite nice because yeah, now I just have to find a lot of free time because I haven't gone that far and there is still plenty to do, especially if I want to reach the angles. But that is that. So now let me show you how it looks when I'm actually trying it on, and then I will be able to comment a little bit further, and perhaps it will all make more sense once I'm actually wearing and trying it on. So let's do that. So this is how it looks once I'm actually wearing it, and here is the back side. So as you can see, it actually turned out to be quite nice, and I managed to like increase the volume where it actually looks a lot better. So, and I totally love how actually when I'm wearing this top so far, you can actually you can see the flowers as well. But yeah, so far I'm just continuing further, so that's the plan. And now I'm also starting to increase in the same back side, and basically I'm just doing that on the same side always, and I'm kind of trying to do it after every second row. And basically the increase means that I'm just adding one of these extra squares, and instead of square it's kind of like a triangle shape, because I'm adding one double crochet, then chain one, and then in the same stitch I'm adding another double crochet. So instead of a square, it's a triangle technically, but it turns out to add this extra square later on in the following row. And I think I will need just a couple more increases. I already think I did like 2 or 3, and since my butt isn't that big, and also since it's quite stretchy already, I don't want to make it too wide or too loose, so I think I will add like 1 or 2 more, but otherwise you will be able to see that in my drawing as well. But this is how it looks, and I don't know, now I feel like a little bit more positive of this whole project. And yeah, so now I'll just continue with adding rows. I will add a couple more increases just to be sure. I will try it on. I will try to spend as much time as I can during today in the evening, and also tomorrow, and perhaps day after, I don't know, but I will definitely check back with you once I have something more to show. And for now the plan is to go over and cover my whole booty, so somewhere here to reach this point, basically to cover my shorts. And then I hope that will be the next time when I'm filming, but if not, I will anyways share some updates. So yeah, I'll see you later. Hey guys, so today is the evening of the following day, and I've been super busy. I managed to do a lot of rows, so I'm very excited to share it with you. So voila, I'm already wearing it, and you can see that now the volume and length is taking quite a lot of shape, and it's starting to look better and better. So let me just do some close-ups. So here it is from the front and from the back. So I have nicely added this flower exactly on my butt, and here on this side it's a little bit noticeable, like the places where I'm connecting the rounds and then starting all over, but I think it's not that noticeable, and in my opinion it's still better than if I would have done it kind of like in one panel and then connected or sew them together. So I still think this is quite nice, and yeah, I like it. And at the end, as I mentioned, I tried to do increases for a couple of times, but in the previous video I said that I would do it for a couple times only, like 1 to 2 times, but at the end I ended up doing it for 4 times, and then I was a little bit worried that it's not enough, and I was going back and forth, couldn't decide. So then at the end I added 5, and now actually I have 7 in total, but I can try to show you. So here is my graph. Whoa, almost dropped my laptop. So here I added increases in the beginning after every second row, and then I was like, oh, what if I need some more? So I added one more there, and then here I recently added the last one. So now at the end, at this point in total, I have around, yeah, I have 7 increases, and I think it will come together nicely because I thought maybe it's better if I make it wider instead of too tight, and I think at the moment it's fine. Like if I try to stretch it, it's still possible to stretch, but yeah. So right now I have around 70 rows in total, starting from here up to down, and I think I will add a couple more just so I can cover my butt completely, and I think I will just go until I reach this length of my shorts that I'm wearing, and then I think I will be happy. And after that, my plan is kind of like to finish this last round or last row when I'm happy with the length, and then I will kind of fasten off and cut off yarn, and I will reattach it either on this side or on this side, and then I will try to just again work in rows and kind of make an open space here so it's split on either one of the legs. I haven't decided which one, and I also feel like every time I try on this dress I put it on a different way, either inside out or other way, but yeah, that's the plan. So now I'm just going to add a couple more rows to add a little bit more length, and then I'm going to reattach yarn, like fasten off, reattach, and then starting to work in rows again to create this open leg, and I think it will be super nice. So I'm excited to add some more rows. I think I will do like 5 more rows just for the length, and then I will try, or I will just start working on this open space for the leg. So I'm excited for that, and I think this is going to be a busy evening. Alright guys, so yesterday evening I managed to add 5 more rows, so now we are at 75 rows in total, starting from here up to here. And I think now we have reached this point where we can start working on adding this split for the leg, and I think I will be doing it here where I have this stitch marker. And if I turn around, you can see that this would be the initial point. Like if I wouldn't move it, I could be able to just start leaving a gap here, but I think I want to move it here, which I now realize is actually complicating my life a little bit, but I will figure it out and I will also try to explain to you. But otherwise, yeah, I think I'm happy with the length, and even now I could easily just finish off and leave this kind of like as a mini dress, but yeah, I think it will be super cute with the longer one. So from here I will be starting to create this split, and yeah, every time I try it on I wear it on a different side, so maybe actually I would be wearing it on this side, I don't know, but I'm starting to do that here from this flower because I think it would be coming together very nicely where we have one on each side and then like in the middle. But now let me also explain to you how this is going to happen to actually figure out like the stitches and layout of this pattern. So let's do that. So initially I thought that I would be able to just attach yarn and keep on going, but then I realized, which probably isn't that surprising, that I actually have to adjust the pattern and shift something so it makes sense. So let me try to explain you with some visual examples. So here I have my graph, and this line basically means where I finished off, so that is line 75. And that is where I finished this last row. And basically, to be able to create this split, which I want to create here, that is where I left the stitch marker. It basically means that I have to take this part right before the split and move it to the other side, because otherwise I would be kind of yeah, otherwise it just wouldn't work out. So that is what I'm doing. So basically I finished my last 75th row here where I have this red dot, and that is where I'm fastening off, and then I'm attaching a new color, which would be not new color but a new piece of yarn here where I have this split, and then I'm starting on the next row starting from this point here, and then I'm just continuing with this row further up until I reach this point, and then again going back to go there. So we are kind of like ignoring this part that we have here because we have moved it there, and then we are able to work on these rows just starting from a different point and ending in a different point. Otherwise everything is the same, it's just that yeah, we took this part and moved it there. So that is something that I have to keep in mind. Otherwise, like if this feels too complicated and perhaps not worth it, you could have easily also just continued working on rows as it was intended. It's just that then this split would have been kind of like, for me it turned to be on more on the back side, and since I didn't want that, I just basically moved it, but let's see how it goes. I will try to work on this for like 5 rows, and then I will check back with you to show you how it looks, and also to ensure that everything that I'm doing is actually making sense and that pattern is coming together as it should. So let me do around 5 rows and then I will show you how it looks. And so here I have added these extra rows and making this split in front, and this is how it looks. So now it's actually a dress and it's actually wearable. Like even if I didn't continue further, it still has it already has a nice dress shape. And like if I remember how I was feeling in the beginning of this project, like now I'm super surprised of how well it looks, and I'm also wearing shoes, so it definitely looks very nice. I don't know, I'm so happy. Yeah, but the plan initially was to just keep on going now and add length, and I was thinking to do that until I reach at least my ankles. But at this point I'm also a little bit confused and just going back and forth in my mind, because it actually looks nice like this. At the same time, I don't know if this is a wedding dress material or not. I think it is, especially if it was a lot longer, and also if I added some like more volume for the shoulder parts, and perhaps added some like material underneath so it's not like a see-through. But yeah, I don't know. And yeah, it would be super helpful if actually you can let me know what you think so far, if it's a wedding dress or not. How do you like it? What should I do in terms of length, in terms of material that I could add underneath as an extra layer of fabric? Yeah, just let me know your thoughts on how I should proceed further. But I'm also thinking that now this video is getting a little bit long, so perhaps I can just finish this part as part 2, and then part 3, based on your feedback, based on what I decide to do further, I could film another part with the final look, final touches for length, for shoulders, for perhaps adding some thread here or strap here that would tie this part together, and then I would have part 3 with everything finalized. But it would be super helpful if you can share your thoughts, share your feedback, let me know what you think, how I should proceed further, and I would really appreciate that. But for now, I think, yeah, let's do another part with all the final looks. But I hope that you're enjoying it so far. I hope that like my guidance, even though I'm also doing it kind of like for the first time, I hope it's still helpful in case you're planning to pick up a project like this. It only keeps on getting easier, so that's the good part. But yeah, I hope that you're enjoying, and I'm looking forward to hear back from you. So I will see you soon once I have some feedback. Bye for now.